Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Turning Point. Today we're looking at the last team fight of Hammerlife Esports versus D plus Kia, where Hammerlife won a very tight fight to win the series.
That's another one for aiming, but in goes the light. They find the kill under Showmaker. Can Kingen get any CC down? The answer is not quite yet. As Killer Instinct, there's the 1v1 between the 280 carries. Viper's down to his GA. And Zeka, he's going to be eliminated as well. Aiming goes into his Sonya's, but then he's taken out from the grave. No!
It's 43 minutes 30 seconds into the game and Hammerlife Esports are grouped in mid lane and looking to siege Damon's base with Baron buff on 3 of their members. Earlier in the game, Hammerlife took Baron but lost 2 players. During this fight, most players used their flash. Hammerlife grabs red buff before sieging and Delight wards the exit to the bot side base gates to cover over potential flanks. As they move back into mid lane siege, this ward does spot Kingen. Hammerlife moves forwards and takes down the inhibitor, with Leona managing to tank all of the damage and surviving. The team spots Kingen on the flank again and they all turn to face him. Kingen uses his ult early as he wants to get the extra fury as Damwon are looking for the fight. The issue here is that he has no flash, and with the rest of DK being too far back to do anything, attempting an engage on Renekton is suicide. In an ideal world, the way they want to set up fights is by having Poppy create a numbers advantage with the Keeper's Verdict, and then CC from Renekton or Sejuani sets up the carries to delete a target from Hammerlife. In the end, Hammerlife manages to take the inhibitor and disengage, having only used Leona ult and Locket of the Iron Solari. But crucially, Damwon used the Renekton and Sejuani ults, which will be pivotal as we break down this next team fight. With Ocean Dragon spawning soon and both teams 1 dragon away from Ocean Soul, Damwon moves around the jungle to get to the dragon. Hammerlife Esports allows them to do this because they have another plan in mind. With a double AD carry composition, they can quickly rush and destroy the open base. If Damwon doesn't respond fast enough, Hammerlife can end the game, and if they do recall and defend, Hammerlife can disengage and have a free path to the Ocean Soul. Hammerlife Esports do decide to push down mid and look for the end to flush Damwon out of the bot side jungle so they don't have to face check them.
And prevent him from getting into the angle. And now with no vision here, they can actually hard commit to at least pushing and threatening these Nexus turrets. Zeka's here and slow backs here from B+. 280 carries.
Which inevitably makes it so Damwon do have to take the recall to defend their base. Kellen decides to stick around and look for the flank, and Damwon have to set up the team fight, otherwise Hammerlife can run away for free and take the Dragon Soul. Kellen opens with Keeper's Verdict and ults Peanut and Zeka away from the fight as Viper ease over the wall. DK have a 5v3 on their hands and try to burst down Doran as he's still in Mininar form. Crucially, aiming used and missed W earlier, so he doesn't get the cooldown refund and his Q is not on an isolated target as almost half the missiles go into minions instead. This means a lot of his damage is missing. Showmaker also has his E on cooldown, so his only damage contribution is a Shock Blast. Here is where the difference in compositions really starts to show. Damwon have a really strong poke with Jace and Kai'Sa, but their front-to-back damage pales in comparison to what Hammerlife can do in the current meta of double AD carry compositions, which this late into the game can melt through any frontline. Behind this frontline and in a safe position, Viper ults. The threat of a full build Zeri that can deal AoE damage with Static Shiv and Q means Damwon need to move away to avoid getting AoE down. Doran survives through all the damage Damwon throw at him and transforms into Meganar at 490 HP, allowing him to buy more time with a 2-man stun. Doran eventually dies, and despite the numbers advantage, Damwon's frontline has taken way too much damage already from Viper. With no vision of the other 2 Hammerlife members, Showmaker jumps into melee range to deal damage right as Tristana and Maokai show up in vision. Realizing his mistake, he tries to instantly run away, but he has no flash and is quickly chased down and killed. Delight falls shortly after and it's a 4v3 in favor of Damwon, but all 3 members of their frontline are extremely low, while Hammerlife has 2 healthy carries and Peanut to frontline for them. As Hammerlife Esports continue the chase, Aiming finds a really good angle to hit Viper with his W, which Peanut actually attempts to block but is unable to. With the rest of his team almost dead and fleeing, Aiming decides he has to clutch the game, and with Lucid's help he forces Viper's GA. On the other side of the fight, Zeka rocket jumps in to proc Kingen's GA. Kellen attempts to peel for him, but just barely misses the angle onto the inhibitor. which means Zeka on Tristana isn't stunned for 2 seconds and is able to finish off Lucid and then turn on towards aiming. During Viper's Guardian Angel, the other two AD carries battle it out, and a Maw of Malmortius shield allows Zeka to live through aiming's magic damage burst, allowing him to auto the Kai'Sa 2 more times before dying. Aiming uses Zhonya's to avoid a potential final auto attack from Zeka that could have been buffered from the death, but unfortunately for him, he also has a Tristana bomb on him. The bomb finishes ticking right as he comes out of the stasis and manages to get the kill. It's a 2v2, and with Bloodthirster and Elixir of Wrath against no healing reduction as the champion with Grievous Wounds was Jace, Viper manages to barely survive Kingen and Kellen's damage, and Hammerlife Esports end the game to win what was an extremely close game. Looking back, the Light's warding to cover flanks was crucial as it didn't allow for Kingen to look for a flank. Hammerlife Esports made a smart call to rush Damon's base given their composition that could quickly take down structures. Despite a good ult from Kellen, Damon crucially lacked spells to start the fight such as Renekton or Sejuani ult. And a slight miss on Kai'Sa W meant they lacked enough damage to burst the Gnaw before transformation. Ultimately, Kingen's Renekton dies, with his Q on a 0.2 second cooldown and his ultimate on a 4 second cooldown as he used it prematurely before looking for the flank. Had he had those spells up, or the ultimate up, and he killed Viper and Peanut, it's possible that Damon could have finished and won the game with a TP top with a wave sieging onto Hammerlife's base. In a team fight this close, it's the smallest details that end up deciding absolutely everything, and there were so many in this beautiful fight.
And he's able to get the double, and Hammerlife Esports, against everything, are going to be able to take the series over D+. No!